And Mockingbird usually comes off much smarter and much more competent of a hero than he does. Hawkeye, as one of my friends once said, is kind of a simp. He's dating a double agent unknowingly, and this woman causes him to actually work for supervillains. He's working for Darren Cross, who movie fans would remember as the Yellow Jacket from Ant-Man. Hawkeye's working for that guy's company, Cross Technologies. Now, Mockingbird suspects foul play at this company. She interacts with Hawkeye. Hawkeye pretty much messes up the whole adventure and doesn't understand really what's going on until much, much later than Mockingbird. Finds out his girlfriend isn't who she says she is, ends up obviously brokenhearted over it, and Mockingbird's there to pick up the pieces.
It may get bigger, it may get a little bigger, it may not get bigger at all. We'll see what happens. But regardless of what happens, we're totally prepared.
Guess what? It grows the economy, benefits everybody, hurts nobody.
What up? What up? What up? It is Tuesday again, and it is time for another FOC and chill. What up, y'all? We're here once again. I don't know if we're gonna get to the FOC or if we're just gonna chill. I don't know. It's always up to you guys. Always excited to find out. Either way, it is cool with me. I am happy to be here. And always cool to see people in the chat. You never know who's going to be on, if anybody will be here, if you'll just be talking to yourself. So it's always nice to see the homies in the chat. We got Phil coming through. Thank you, Phil, for coming in. Once again, I missed your show live. I really wanted to go, but we got these pool passes all summer to the pool, and the kids wanted to go to the pool. The crabby thing about it, Phil, is that we only got to swim for like 30 minutes, and then they closed the pool because they said it was going to thunder or something. And so my kids were not happy on Sunday. Probably would have been better off just staying home and watching Phil's Trivia Treehouse. But I will be catching the replay, but I really want to catch the live because the prizes on this show are not a joke, guys. So if you're not subscribed to Phil's Treehouse, you need to be subbed up. Every other Sunday, we've got Treehouse Trivia. And Phil is not playing games with this show, guys. It's worth checking out. It's not just something he's slapping together. He's putting in the work, and it definitely deserves your attention. We got Evil Mike in the house. What up, Evil Mike? Good to see you. Colorado is in the building. Always good to see you, my guy. We got DVH, Dr. Von Hoot. What up, DVH? Good to see you. Another channel that everybody should be plugged into. Definitely check out what he's got going on over there. Then we've got my guy, Sleepy Reader. I was watching the video, really enjoyed the video with you and Lorenzo. I really was wishing I was hanging out with you guys. It would have been really dope. But, man, you guys got a lot of shit. Like, you guys were not playing around. I mean, like you said, quarter books helps out, let you buy a lot. But, man, you guys got a lot of stuff, man. That was crazy. But it's super interesting to hear you guys talk about what you got and why you got it. So definitely check that out. You got Sleepy Reader, Damien over on his channel. Definitely check it out. He's got my comic book dad, Lorenzo. He actually got to hang out at the farm, at the Lorenzo and Janet farm, which I'm super jealous of. But it was nice to live vicariously through Sleepy's channel. So thank you for that, Sleepy. Everybody definitely check that out. Bobito, what up, Bobby? Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming through. That's Kansas City in the building right there. And that is Mr. Kansas City Comic Book Collecting. When you come here, that is our ambassador, and he's going to take good care of you. So definitely come to Kansas City, Planet Comic Con next year. Cannot wait. We got Fountain City Con here in August, which I don't know if you're planning on going to that, Bobby. I know you were there the last day, and you got Clint's Comics to come out, which was super cool. Would be really cool if you got Clint's Comics to come out again. Clint's Comics is like one of the old, if not the oldest, I think it is the oldest comic book shop in this area, and it's really just a staple of comic book collecting in the Kansas City area. But unfortunately, in the past few years, it's been kind of closed down to, outside traffic, which if you read any Kansas City comic book collecting forums, you'll see many people complaining about their inability to get any looks at that store. I myself would like to get a look at that store, but it's not easy to get into. But hopefully we can see them at Fountain City Con. That would be dope, Bobby. Dope. Definitely hit it up. Link is in the chat if anybody wants to get in and chill. Otherwise, we're just going to get to the FOC, and I'm going to bed, which I never have a problem with that, guys. So don't feel obligated. If you ain't got it in you tonight, I feel you, because sometimes I don't have it in me, but when you guys get on, that's when I get it. Like you guys give me that fuel, because man, I got 2 kids, I got a job, man. Usually by the end of the night, I'm ready to shut it down. Plus, I get up real early for my job, so I got no problem going to bed early. Shop for Comics, thanks for coming through, my guy, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Definitely, I've said it all the time, and I'll say it again. Definitely check out the Shopverse on Instagram. I am super proud to be a part of the Shopverse as the Silver Centurion Iron Man. Super, super dope. But definitely check him out on Instagram if you're not following him. Plug into this community we've got going on here. We've got my guy, Cali Comics, John, in the house. John, man, I had such a good time on the Hunt Friday. Like, I don't always catch that show because you guys are on late. And like I said, especially on Friday, end of the week, I'm usually either crashed out or I have to work early in the next morning. So it's hard for me to stay up for that, but I make a point to try to. And I really enjoyed the last show. It's so much fun, the wrestling gimmicks you guys pull out. It's so much fun. And the best part was they pulled out the Montreal Screwjob act, which I had a ton of fun with. They screwed Nate, Perfect Nate, had a matchup against Boston, and he was losing. He was losing the match. But I guess, I don't know the rules, but I guess there was rules where it was going to go to overtime. And so they were setting up this overtime play. But it turned out that Boston didn't have any books for overtime. So rather than giving the win to Perfect Nate, who did have books for the overtime, the commissioner, Dan De La Torre, came in and completely screwed Nate. And it was fucking hilarious. I loved it. The way he did it, Dan did it. Dan was like, fuck you, I don't give a shit. We're screwing you. And it was a ton of fun, man. I really enjoyed that. So good stuff. Definitely check out The Hunt. And then we've got Sleepy Reader jumping on. What's up, man? I know you're always cooking dinner at this time, so I appreciate you making time for us.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, I really enjoyed the video with Lorenzo, man. That was a good time.
Can you hear me okay? I'm kind of experimenting with this outdoor setup.
It's a little staticky, but you found fine. I hear you just fine, though.
You can hear me, but the visual's staticky. Oh, that's too bad.
It works though. It's a lovely view though. It's a very lovely view.
Yeah, so I've got this weird thing here around my neck that I can hear you on and in theory talk through.
No, we're living in the 22nd century, man.
It's a little bit of audio technology that I guess went out of print, so to speak. My wife bought it for me on eBay.
And they don't make it anymore?
Apparently they don't make it anymore. Headphones make more sense, but it's kind of handy for this kind of situation. Or I do phone calls with my mom on it.
It's starting to sound better. It's not as static.
Oh, good,
now,
good.
So
well, also I'm outside, so I'm further away from my Wi-Fi, so that's also an issue.
Well, thank you for jumping on.
I thought I'd jump on. I'm not cooking dinner tonight. My wife is. I don't know if I'll get called in at some point, but good to see you.
You're a good man. There's very rare nights where I'm doing the cooking because nobody wants that.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying I can do the simple stuff like spaghetti night and things like that I can handle. But for the most part, my wife handles it.
Well, I am retired and my wife still works. So
that'll do it. So you're living that life.
People are happier when my wife cooks, but they're stuck with me.
They're stuck. Well, I mean, I'm sure you're getting better though, right?
I think so. Well, also, I mean, as you know, with kids, I mean, even with a 14-year-old, you have to cook certain things or things don't go well.
I didn't know you had one so young, 14. Wow.
Yeah, I'm an old dad, but I was 46/47 when my daughter was born.
Okay, so I thought I was an old dad. My daughter, I I was 36 and my daughter was born, and 40 when my son, geez, I can't get it together. Daughter was first, I was like 37, and then my son was at 40. And I thought I was old, but you got me beat, man.
I was really old.
Yeah. Well, how's that? I mean, that's fun though. It keeps you young, right?
Yeah. Another old dad I know said, "Well, it's the last important thing we're doing in our lives."
It is.
I don't know if that's really true, but I kind of, and now since I was able to retire and my wife's career was kind of getting very exciting for her, I get to be the stay-at-home dad, and so I've had a few years of full-time dadding, which is really nice,
Hey man, that's what I love.
Being older allows you to do that.
It's my number one thing, really. It's the best thing that I have left to do, I think, is to raise my kids. I'm not running any Fortune 500s anytime soon, so it really is my focus. And I'm sure that it's better to do it early, it's better to do it late. Everybody does it their own way, but in terms of me, I am a far better person. I'm a far better dad having done it late. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would have been a lousy dad in my 20s, but in my 30s, I probably would have been okay. But
I would have been okay, but not as good for sure. I'm just a lot wiser, and we're doing a lot of the, gentle parenting, which I think is just smarter. They call it gentle parenting, but it's like smarter parenting, treating your children like human beings, which our parents didn't necessarily do.
Yeah.
What up, Beckerman? Good to see you.
How's it going,
Beckerman?
Thanks for jumping on, my guy. I got to hang out with Beckerman on Saturday. We had a comic crawl here in the Kansas City area. I
figured out what you were saying in Denny's driveway, by the way. This is original art, right? This is that Laura Lee designed that.
Oh, no, I didn't know that. So
they didn't rip this.
I could tell that we were so not on the same page for that. Yeah, I was trying to say that you were going back on your.
Yeah, so a Kansas City artist designed this shirt.
I see. It's super dope shirt. I wish I would have gotten one because it was really cool.
How long have you guys known each other?
Too long.
We met. I met him
like 2 years.
2 years ago at the first Fountain Con. We didn't really we weren't homies at that point, but we first met in August of last year.
And did you already have a channel?
What are you rolling? Yeah, I had a channel. Yeah. He did.
He claims I big leagued him or something.
He did.
So did you recognize him from his channel, Beckerman, or did you?
No, I wasn't aware of his channel
chatting with him.
Yeah.
And you just became
no one knew who I was. 2 years ago, no one knew who I was, man. Really. Burke was the only person.
I wasn't really as involved in YouTube community as I am now either, though. I just knew Burke and those guys. I knew Burke and I knew Panda, and that's who I was there to see. And apparently that came off as big leaguing our good friend Marcus here.
Well, he wasn't interested in me or anything I had to say, but that's whatever. It's whatever.
But
I don't talk to people I don't know. I don't talk to people I don't know.
Beckerman is an elitist. It's okay. We'll get over it.
For the first time in my life, I made a friend by wearing a comic book T-shirt.
Nice.
I take that drawing class because I've mentioned it. What have we got there? I can't see it.
I bought this at the crawl Saturday. I got me an Avengers shirt.
Oh, that's a really nice one.
About.
Yeah, so at the art class, one guy started talking to me because I was wearing a comic book T-shirt, and it turns out he's a huge comic book fan. And so we went out for a beer, and so I used to have no comic book friends. Now I have too many of them, but it's always good.
No, never too many. But that is definitely part of my desire to up my nerd shirt game. It's why I really have been trying to add nerd shirts, because we do need to announce ourselves to each other in the world.
Right.
Because we're not easy to find, and so we do need to easily identify each other.
Yeah,
I always get excited.
Are a great signal, especially if it's something a little bit different.
For you, Marcus, and how you would normally dress, and the people you roll. I've met your friends. Mm-hmm. I think people would be more surprised to be like, "Oh, this guy's really into comic books. He reads them every week. He's a collector. He YouTubes about them." Yet when I say I'm into comic books, even no matter what shirt I'm wearing, people are like, "Oh yeah," because I'm as stereotypical as it gets. But I feel like you do need the flair.
I don't look like what I am. That's been true my entire life, man. I've never looked like what I am.
Well, that's one thing that always drew me to you was your story was like you got shamed out of comics.
Well, I never got no. I didn't get shamed out of comics. I definitely got shamed, but even then, I didn't care. I've always been a person who doesn't like. My friends have always.
Oops.
Well, it just got better in here.
Just got better, yeah.
So how are you tonight?
Beckerman, did you ever go through a period of like giving up on comics and then coming back to them?
No.
So you stayed with them the whole way through.
He's been in it hardcore. I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button there, but like I didn't get shamed. My friends made fun of me for doing it, but I didn't care. Like my friends I've always had the kind of friends who are like really mean to each other, as you know, Beckerman. We're just mean to each other. It's part of it. So when my friends make fun of me, it doesn't change anything. It just is.
You and Santino are on another level. Like it makes me uncomfortable to be around.
We're very mean to each other, but it's
to the point where I was like, are these guys gonna fight back here, or like?
There have been times where it's not clear that we're friends, definitely. But it's just so that said, I was never shamed out of it. What really got me out of comics the first time was just the money, man. I was a poor kid, and like you know, I never shopped in comic book stores because those were $1.25 books. I couldn't afford that. Or if I could, I'd get one book, or I could go to the cheap bins and get like 5-6 books. So that's what I did is. And that's why I have West Coast Avengers is because that's where I found all those West Coast Avengers books, right? People were just getting rid of them. So, but it wasn't shame. It was always money. Like, I mean, I think I would have definitely fought harder to get money and stay in it if I had built a culture or a circle around comic book collecting. But I definitely did not have that. It was a solo thing for sure. Whereas Beckerman's doing it 30 years straight nonstop.
Yeah. Wow. I think I shamed myself out of it around age 16. I just assumed that I wouldn't be able to get girls if I kept getting comics. Plus, I wanted to spend the money on the girls, not the comics. But
that's the key, right?
I didn't see that happening anyway for me, so I just got.
Well, not much happened for me when I gave up comics.
Jill's a saint, isn't she? Oh my god,
she really is.
Bless that
woman. Puts up with it.
Got to hang out with Beckerman's wife as well on Saturday, so that was cool. She's always.
Did you end up eating your spaghetti?
I did not. That shit's still sitting in the. I watched that. I was thinking about dinner tonight, and it was sitting in there. I was like, man, I should eat some of that, but I didn't. So I don't think anybody's gonna eat it. Sorry, but so what happened was I was just gonna go to the one stop in this crawl and then say hi to Beckerman and Jill, and then I was gonna bail. But what ended up happening is I ended up going to the second stop of the crawl and eating some bratwurst at the second because they were grilling at this last stop.
And by second stop, he means last stop because he didn't show up to stop number 5.
Hey man, I had a family. The family's always making me do stuff over the weekend. Like I find this all the time. Like I keep telling Phil, I'm gonna be there for your show, and then the weekend comes and my family's like, no, you're actually gonna be here. You're not gonna be where you.
It happens, man.
It happens every weekend, really. So yeah, I did only hit the last 2 stops, but then I was gonna go home and still eat spaghetti after I left you. But then one of my friends was in town from Chicago, so I had to go say what's up to him for a bit too. So I actually did not eat any spaghetti at all.
I liked this comic crawl, but the one thing, and I told him that at Denny's at the last stop, 6 stops, and the whole thing went from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's too long of a day for most people you're asking a lot of a Saturday. Like we gotta condense this, that each stop should be an hour, including the time to get there.
It's definitely
we gotta keep this moving.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you guys didn't run it
with, is it other YouTube people or just other fans?
So there's this group on Facebook called the Kansas City Comic Collectors.
Okay.
So it's just a Facebook group that these guys started. It started off as just them, and then it just continues to grow and grow. I think we're at how many members is it now? I actually don't know, but it's a lot of members now.
They had a great turnout. At several stops, there was 30 plus people.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's a lot more. Wow. Like there's at least 1,000 probably in that group.
Yeah. And active, I would say at least an eighth of that is semi-active to where they post and stuff.
So they definitely keep it. It's really it's like I was saying on one of the posts there, Beckerman. It's like I quit Facebook because I was just sick of a lot of things about Facebook, and I recently came back, and the number one reason I came back is that group. I wanted to be back in that.
And
group.
you can get deals in that group. I have bought multiple books from those people, and there's some good deals to be had. Oh boy, here we go.
Before we get to Comic Journey's rant of whatever he's got going on here, because I'm sure he's about to rant about something, let me get through this chat. We've got a bunch of new people I want to say what's up to. Aggressively Relaxing, that's my guy right there. Good to see you, my dude. We've got Norin Rad. Good to see you, Norin Rad. Thanks for coming through. We've got Real Rude in the house. Always good to see you, my guy. Hope to see you tomorrow night with my comic book dad, Lorenzo. Always over there, Indie Comics and Reviews every Wednesday night. I saw Biggie Shack in the hizzy. Definitely want to say what's up to Biggie Shack. What's up, my guy? Thanks for coming through. I was hanging in his live stream the other day, having a good time with him and Bleeker. Always love just kicking it with the homies.
Yeah, they're good guys.
Yeah, definitely. And then we've got this. Before we get to the YouTube live stream horror, what's up, Comic Journey? How you doing, brother?
There he goes. Who's that? I can't see. It's got to be a worm you're referring to.
It's the worm. It's the worm. Everybody knows who the live stream whore is.
I was coming in here because those are in here, but then you invited Johnny.
I ruined it. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Naman. What's up, Naman? How you doing, brother?
I was doing okay until Comic Journey in the room.
I think we're getting a feud going here between Comics Journey and Naman.
They do this, but as soon as Comic Journey goes live, Naman will be the first motherfucker jumping in. So don't worry about it.
There's no feud.
They're the comic book odd couple.
There's no feud. Everybody tries to cause trouble and everything. Everybody knows their role, man. Everybody knows that I'm the freaking greatest thing since sliced bread. Yeah,
and humble.
Very humble.
I'm very humble.
Was it Naman that stiffed CJ on a restaurant bill, or was it the other way around? I can't remember.
That seems like something CJ would do to me. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I guess I mean.
Beckerman, are you ready? Are you ready to come face to face with Comic Journey in Charlotte, North Carolina, here in a couple of weeks?
No.
It's gonna be. I'm devastated that I'm not gonna be there, man. I so wish that I could be there. A bunch of YouTubers are going to Heroes Con. What is it, June 16th? And Comic Journey's going to be there. Beckerman's going to be there. My question is anybody going to get video of Comic Journey's face? I've seen it before, but are we going to?
I don't think it's allowed.
What's he going to do? Fight you? What's he going to do? Fight you?
It's like
he's not the president. He's not the Pope here. He's not, what is it? He's not Jim Steranko.
Dude, you get my face and you put it on video, I will personally come to you and cause you hell in your life. So do not do that. I suggest you do not do that.
I volunteer because I already got help from him. So
I'm convinced he's in the witness protection program.
You have no idea. You have absolutely zero idea the hell I can bring down on the world.
Oh, wow.
You threatening the whole world, just not just the individual?
The whole world.
Man.
The whole world. I'll set the world on fire. That's what
you guys probably have never read a lot of Will Eisner's The Spirit, I'm guessing, because it's kind of an old thing. But in that, one of his biggest villains is called the Octopus, but you never see anything but the octopus's hands. They never ever show his face. And you can just tell it's the octopus by his gloves that have like 3 stripes on them. And I think it would be sad to see CJ's face. I just want to see the hand.
My first auction winning of comic book art ever was on a postcard, Will Eisner drawn Spirit.
Oh, wow. Nice.
I bought it at the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund auction in 2003.
Whoa. Well, I'm guessing that has probably gone up in value by 10 times or more.
I bet it costs more than the $50 I paid for it.
Yeah. What up, BLC? Good to see you, my guy. Thanks for coming through, man. Link is in the chat. If anybody wants to jump in.
Marcus, I was hearing you talking about Facebook and quitting Facebook. I quit Facebook when I came to the realization that I'm not 94, and everybody else that's Facebook is 94. So,
Dude, the tenor of
I still
Facebook
don't know
has
how to play.
changed. Yeah, it's not what it used to be. And what I've noticed is like my friends and stuff that used to be active on there, none of them are active anymore. So I think people are still on
Dude,
Facebook. They just don't really use it like they used to. I know I don't.
When my immigrant father, that's 76 years old, is sitting there on Facebook and giggling with himself, I know that's not. I'm not quite ready for that. I'm not quite ripe enough to be on Facebook. So, you know,
TM, Naman, we have a request here from TM. If you could, please.
No, thank you.
All right, maybe
what the
next
hell
time,
does TM
Travis.
want now?
Travis would
want?
like to see some nips.
Yeah.
Why would you want to see worm nips? What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
10 years ago, smart
TM
man.
TM's
Like
a
the only
defendant
reason I'm staying on it is for that Facebook group. It was, or for the there's more than one comic book group that I want to be in actually, and that's why I'm still on Facebook. If not for those groups, I would definitely deactivate it again because my family's not even on it. Like it used to go on there for family, but they're not even really on it anymore, man.
I got
wasteland.
one that's for business. That it's just you just have to have that, and I got one that's was for my family. That honestly, maybe it was last year, the last time I logged into it. I'm just not into that stuff. Like the Facebook is weird. Everybody wants to be a friend on Facebook. Fuck, I don't want to be friends with everybody. No, I just want to be friends with my friends.
You're welcome, Phil. Phil's company buys all of our data and thanks us for our contribution. You're very welcome, sir. BLC is a big fuck no on Facebook. Never. Ben Compton in the house. What's up, Ben? Good to see you. How does everybody feel about Facebook? Are people on Facebook? I'm thinking about deleting my personal Facebook and making another one for circumstances and just having it be strictly for
that might be smart.
I actually changed my Facebook with aliases a long time ago.
Honestly, why don't you just make a separate one for circumstances not delete?
I changed mine. I took all my personal information out of Facebook.
Just make your original one private. You don't have to have it public.
I mean, you guys are saying this, but you're all on Instagram, and Instagram is Facebook. So
yeah, I also don't.
Listen, like I said, I do have one. I do have one that's for my family, but I rarely use it, and I have it private. So there you go.
I am a member of Cali's super secret comic club. I am a member of this super secret comic club. It's you got to be really cool to get in this club. So I don't know that Beckham is going to make it in, but the rest.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't make the cut. I never have anything to do with any secret society that would have me as a member.
Although there is Facebook dating, where you can like date a 90-year-old freaking woman that's desperate on Facebook. That works.
If I was dating,
I would pretending to be a woman.
Yeah.
To get some.
I'd be on Tinder, man. I'd be a slut on Tinder if I was dating.
Honestly, dude,
I don't think I'd be able to figure it out.
You say that, dude, just from personal experience, man. It's fucked up on Tinder. You got to see some of this shit you come across over there. Some crazy ass
I'm
people.
Fucked up. I'm crazy. So match
No,
made in heaven, dude.
Not crazy in a good way. I'm not talking about crazy in a good way.
Are you on Tinder, Journey? Or were you on Tinder? Were you on Tinder, or are you on?
Yeah, I had made a
So
I went to go on a few dates there.
Did you use your own picture, or is it just your hands?
Well, I'm not letting you know what I used. I used a lot of things.
You used a picture of Marcus, didn't you? That's what I would do.
I would use a picture of Lorenzo. I think he would be great.
He is a good. I mean, he is aging like a fine wine. He absolutely is.
I would use a picture of Marcus, but I would use Lorenzo's voice.
All right. If anybody
use Lorenzo's face and use Marcus' ball.
What's that, Naman?
Use Lorenzo's face and use your naked bod.
I'm losing. I need to hit the gym, guys. I don't look bad for 40 though. That's for sure. Oh, you pissed Comic Journey off. Damn it.
We lost him.
Oh, good.
It done
I'm
pissed
Hopefully, you
Comic
didn't get
Journey
into a
off.
car accident.
Oh, that's only channel. All right.
Dude, I would love it, man. If I was on Tinder, came after I was already hitched up to my wife. We weren't married, but I was already hitched up. But man, I would have been on Tinder. I would have been on Tinder like I'm on Instagram, like just all day.
How did you meet women before your wife?
Bars. Actually, work. I met my wife at work. Well, because work was a great place because I worked for a really big company, so it was kind of like a high school, college campus feel to it a lot. So really, it's a dangerous place, but man, it's where you spend most of your time, right? So inevitably,
Yeah.
I got a lot of in those years. I got a lot of women from work. I've had sex at work. You ever had sex at work? I've had sex
No.
at work.
Jesus, this isn't the first time I've heard this speech.
It was one of my greatest spank bank memories. I'll never let that one go, guys. All right, new story. Let's talk about.
I always felt like if something happens to Jill or she finally gets smart, I've kind of seen my future when I was really getting into buying like bigger back issues. I had kind of a comic book mentor, and he was divorced and professional job, but like it was just all about the comic books at that point in his life. Like he after his wife left, he just had the comics. And I went over to his place to look at a GSX-1. And you come into his apartment, it's a 3-bedroom apartment, and you walk into the kitchen, and I looked, and he had like a little dining area. That's where his bed was. All 3 bedrooms in the living room were comic books.
Oh my God, too much.
That's
That
what
is your
Fuller's
future.
house was like before he sold it to Bob.
Was it?
You went in and there's just comic book displays everywhere in the dining room, the living room. He had his own bedroom, but everything in the public areas was just comic books and sets for his show.
Yeah, there was no bedroom. There was like a dining room with a bed in it.
That's really.
And then a kitchen, a bathroom, and 3 bedrooms of comic books in a living room of comic books.
Yeah, that would definitely be you. What up, Mark? Thanks for jumping on, man. How you doing?
I think that would happen to me if I got divorced too.
Yeah, I think I just wouldn't want to have to deal with it all again. So I would just get full into the comics.
It's too much hassle after a while to chase.
I would get full into if I got divorced. I would get into.
Yeah,
STDs.
I know what you would be full into, Mark. So I'm aware.
I'd be like, all right, let's explore STDs and see how those go. Let's go. What's up, Mark? What's up? How you doing, man?
Not much. Just here for STD and chill.
You ready for Heroes Con?
Yeah. Well, we got a few things to get to before that.
What's before that?
Got Transformers this week. We got Flash next week. Then Heroes Con.
I thought you were seeing Flash at Heroes Con. You're not seeing it there?
He's not.
I'm seeing it before I even leave, man.
Nice. I wonder if you're going to get the same ending that Beckerman got.
I hope not, to be honest and be serious with you, because I'm aware of that ending. So I hope that there's another one that he gets to look forward to, and we have 2 to. I'd rather have more. You know what I mean? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that ending. I'm saying like, what if there's more?
I don't know what the ending is. I've skipped Beckerman spoilers every time he started because I don't want to.
No, I just know it from us talking about it, and I've been following that movie and all the leaks, and not necessarily leaks, but all the conversation threads.
He knew everything before I told him.
Yeah, I told him about the movie when he went into it, what I knew about it. That movie's been a long time coming. It's kind of another one of those weird anomalies.
We got.
I think it's funny though
What's up, dude?
That review you sent me today, Mark, and how basically that guy and I had the same thing.
Great minds think alike. You talking about the Flash?
I don't know if
review?
that guy's a great mind.
No, he most certainly is. He most certainly is.
Well, I'm excited.
Justified returns. Yeah, hell yeah. Raylan Gibbons is coming back.
I've been hearing people talk about that one. I might go watch that one. I've been binging Succession. Has anybody watched Succession?
No,
I have not yet.
I'd never
A
heard
lot.
about it until this past month. I guess the final season was airing. Yeah, everyone's talking about it. I need to watch it.
I got hooked. Probably season 2, episode 2 was like, all right, I'm hooked. It took a season, but once that was in, I'm about to finish season 3 and then go on to 4. But it's a really interesting look at a different world. It's a different world than I have ever seen or comprehended. So it's really fascinating, and just the interpersonal relationships and how just everyone's a piece of shit. And there's one character who's a piece of shit, but he's my piece of shit, and I can't help but continue to root for him, even though I'm a terrible person.
And now I feel like you're talking about It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, he's my piece of shit. I am a terrible person for rooting for him, but I continue.
Is it
even
Greg the Egg?
No, it's not Greg the Egg. No, I don't want to.
That's my mom's character.
Is it? I hate Greg.
Yeah.
He's such a douchebag. But everybody's a douchebag, though. There's no exceptions to the rule. But it's a fun, interesting show. Like I said, I wasn't hooked for a season, but once that hit, I was all in on it. I recommend giving it a look for sure. Biggie, what's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah, man. I just wanted to hop on for a second. I had my fresh blue hair cap going, dude, looking pretty sweet. So I wanted
I've been
to
missing
hop
you.
on.
I've been missing you on the hunt, man.
Oh, dude, technical difficulties. The hunt and Biggie Shack, we ain't really vibing these days. So, I just try to let the hunt have their fun, and I'm glad everybody's enjoying it. But, for now, if you want to get some Biggie Shack action in your life, dude, you can just hop on the Collectors Club. So
there you go.
Collectors Club, I'll be having fun. But what I was getting to, dude, is I wanted to say, man, I wanted to stop by Big Circumstances channel because I've seen him in my chat and he's always hanging out. So I only had a few minutes, but I just want to stop by and say I appreciate you, bro, and maybe next time down the road I'll hop on another live.
Thanks for jumping on, man. I appreciate you, man, and I hope that we can figure something out with the hunt, man, because I really enjoyed seeing you on there, man. You were
yeah, man. Maybe one day everything will be cool, man. I ain't much you could do, Those guys are kicking butt. They're doing a hell of a program. I might have spent all my good matches on the hunt, and I've done a lot of stuff on the hunt. So maybe
it would be hard to keep doing shows. You run out of
yeah. Like I did so many fucking. I've probably been on 100 fucking episodes. So it's time for these other guys who are trying some new shit. And I understand, man. But maybe they'll get they want the old school back, and maybe I'll come back, dude. So
that's
we'll
what's
see,
up,
brother. But
that's
I'll
what
holler
we need
at
to
y'all,
get,
man.
All right, thanks for jumping on, man. Appreciate you.
See you, Biggie.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
We need to get
Go ahead.
Beckerman on the hunt. Is what we need to do. You got that big fat belt there.
He's got the belt.
Yeah.
I would only battle one person on the hunt, and he's right below Sleepy Reader.
Oh, that would be an epic battle, actually.
I could get y'all on the club, man. I have no ties to the hunt, but if y'all want to fucking battle on the club.
Is that on set nights, or is that just random?
It's every other Friday night. I get mad battles, dude. I had Freaky Louie, Drac, Metarog,
Brandon. You haven't watched that?
Oh, it's fucking phenomenal.
Doc. I didn't know that the Collectors Club was a battle. I guess I didn't understand that.
Yeah, we play poker and shit.
Yeah, it's a poker thing.
Yeah, it's poker deal.
Is that this Friday then?
It'll be this Friday, yep.
Okay.
My Fridays are kind of already pre-booked.
Yeah, you got.
Legion be a fun guy to hang out with too, man. I'm gonna have to do some shit with Legion, and all you guys. I'm gonna get out of here and let y'all have the show back.
If you have
we got DJ.
Biggie, if you have an episode,
I'm gonna have to run too. Thanks for having me on.
If you have an episode that's not on a Friday one time, let me know. I would be down to go in there and play some comic book poker for sure.
Thanks for jumping on, Damien. And real quick push, Damien, for Lifetime Achievement Award at the cbcawards.org. If you have not nominated your homies yet, there's a bunch of fine candidates here on the panel here to get over there and get your nominations in. You got time left, but don't wait too long. Let's make sure we get those in.
What is the CBC Awards?
I'm nominating Damien for the review.
I'm not gonna ask Beckerman to do it. I know that's a lot.
Congrats on your Hawk 1, DJ. I think DJ's in here, right?
No.
CJ?
No. No, I'm
CJ
tripping. Never
is
mind.
not DJ.
CJ, oh, congrats on your X-Men one. I'll see y'all later.
See you, Big.
Later.
Congrats on your hat, Biggie.
What happened to you, CJ? Welcome back, by the way. What's up, John Stout?
My daughter was calling me because I'm on my phone while I'm doing this, so I had to take the call.
Priorities. I feel you, man. I feel you.
Hey, listen, when the kids call, I pick up. That's it.
What are you most excited about for?
Does that go for all kids or just your kids?
No, my kids. I don't give a fuck about anybody else's kids.
Yeah, you should definitely specify. I'm just making sure.
So what's high on your agenda
only
for
my
Heroes Con? CJ, do you have any things on the agenda for Heroes Con?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna bring plenty of rubbing alcohol and disinfectant because I'm gonna have a worm sleeping in there. So I want to make sure it's nice and sanitary.
I didn't know you guys
And
were
a
staying
Tylox
together.
as well.
That's sweet.
And a Tylox. Not only a worm, I'm gonna have a Tylox in my room too.
Man, I haven't seen Tylox. I haven't seen Tylox forever, man. I feel like he's been missing.
Well, if you came to Heroes Con, you would see him there in live
Hey.
in Tylox concert.
It's funny. Our Heroes Con trip, my Heroes Con trip last year actually started with me, Southpaw Brad, and Tylox being like, "Hey, let's get together." And I was gonna go to South Carolina. We're gonna do a crawl together, but we ended up pushing it to Heroes Con last year, and Tylox left me at the altar. We were supposed to meet, and he ended up bailing on it last minute, just like I'm bailing on this one last minute. So I can't talk shit.
Classic circumstances.
Well, a lot of people actually bailed out so far.
I know
this year.
Brian LCS had to drop out. Southpaw Brad had to drop out, which was a bummer. But,
I'm sure there'll be a couple more by the time we hit the trip. I don't know. A couple comics is going to end up coming too.
You know who will never let you down?
Who's
guy. This guy.
This guy with two thumbs.
This guy.
I'm telling you right now, if all you're talking about is Flash while we're there, I'm not going to be a happy camper.
When are you planning on seeing it, CJ?
Wait, did Trev just say he's coming to PlanetCon 2024?
Because if you
talked about it, yes,
I won't talk about it. But if you have not seen it, I'll just tell you spoilers and go about my day after that.
Oh, I don't care about spoilers. You can tell me everything you want in about half an hour, and that's it. I don't want to hear any more about it after. Like, I don't want to hear, oh, you got to see the Flash. Oh, and then we're walking through the con, and then you see a Flash comic, and you say, oh, hey, did you know that this happened? No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Every time I see you, that's going to be my go-to now. I had no intentions of doing it whatsoever, but now that's
YouTube shout out. You guys know why after Heroes Con.
Oh,
what up, K-pop? Good to see you.
You know that gift about that dude in that girl's face, like explaining something to her, holding a beer in his hand, and she's just like, I'm going to be that dude, and you're going to be that girl for me, CJ. You're my pretty lady now. I'm going to be telling you about Flash.
I've been holding on to that video forever.
Listen, if I'm going to be a pretty lady, you better fucking take care of me and get ready to spend some cash.
I'll moisturize you.
I'm not a cheap fucking date. I'll tell you that much.
I'm soft but firm. You'll love it.
I guess I better watch my.
Yes, Mike, you're not far away. Mike, let's do it. That would be dope as fuck. That would be awesome.
What's the PlanetCon? Where's that at?
It's in Kansas City, baby, center of the country.
Ooh, Kansas City, okay.
Easy to get to.
I'm not going to freaking Kansas City for anything, man. What the fuck, Kansas
Stick
City?
a pin in it, CJ. Think about it. You got a long time.
You guys have decent barbecue. You know, that's about it.
Well, it's working out for you. We have the best barbecue, so there's that, and then we also have the best.
Tell that to the
team.
Texans.
When is it?
March usually. It was March this year. I'm assuming it'll be March next year. Yeah. I would love for it to be a little bit of a hub, though, because it's not as good as Heroes Con because Heroes Con is so comic books, but it is in the middle of the country, so easy access from everywhere.
Well, what did you say about our barbecue, CJ?
Uh-oh.
I said it's okay.
Oh, my
no,
God.
you said tell it to the Texans, and I would, but I don't have flashcards made up.
No, well, how you call it? He said that he has the best barbecue. I said, tell it to the Texans. I think they'll disagree with you.
I don't know if Texans even hold a candle, honestly.
Listen, you guys have better barbecue than New York. I'll give you that much. You know?
Well, duh.
You know, I've
CJ,
never
you're
seen
going to
Canada,
Toronto.
New York.
Would they let CJ into Canada? I didn't think that was possible. I thought Canada was pretty strict.
What are we doing in Canada? I can't hear what you said. What did you say about Canada?
CJ, Travis says you're coming to Toronto, Fan Expo Toronto.
I never committed to it.
Oh.
No, I never committed to it.
Which is better, Missouri barbecue or Kansas barbecue?
Norin is claiming Georgia
They're trying to push me to get to Toronto, but the thing is, I don't know because of my family arrangements. A month before every month, what I'm doing for the next month. I get together with my ex the month before, and we plan out our days. So I'm not going to know until July what I'm doing in August.
Norin is claiming Georgia barbecue, which is not something you hear often. Are you going to co-sign that?
Me?
Mark, yeah.
No.
Don't give a shit. All right.
I've just co-signed Southern cooking in general, but like I don't haven't had barbecue in years. I just watch videos of people making
Oh, I forget. Yeah. You know what though? I've been thinking about going your route, Mark, because my stomach just does not digest food well anymore. So I'm thinking about cleaning my life up, man.
It's called age, man. We can't digest meat as well.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, man, I need to rethink the trash that I eat. I do.
I would never tell anyone to do it or not do it because we're all different, you know. Like, but I would definitely recommend anyone give it an honest, like, just trial run. Like, don't ever commit to doing it, but just like a juice cleanse kind of thing. How people do that? How you're going in knowing a temporary thing kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Same deal, but you got to do it for at least 10 days to actually let your body
clean it out.
Yeah, you got to let your body adjust to it. You won't know how it makes you feel till at least after day 3. That's when, at least for me, that's when noticeably I went from like, yo, man, I got kind of a lingering headache. I feel shitty. I'm going to bed. Then I woke up feeling like Superman the next day and just been kind of riding like that for almost 6 years now.
Yeah, I've been thinking. I mean, I got to do something. Whatever it is, I got to do something.
Are you a full vegetarian, Mark?
What?
Are you a full vegetarian?
Yeah. I'm not a vegan. I'm just vegetarian.
No fish.
Is that meat?
I'm asking. No type of seafood. No type of fish whatsoever.
I only eat seafood vegetables.
Okay, I'm asking because there's some people that say they're vegetarians, but they eat fish.
Yeah, I call those people
that's called
liars. That's a pescatarian. Yeah, that's
pescatarian.
Vegetarian means you eat vegetables, but there are a lot of people like, I'm a vegetarian too. I only eat shrimp and fish. I'm like,
that's not vegetarian. Yeah,
I'm a vegetarian. I eat steak. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Haven't you ever heard of broccoli of the sea? That's shrimp.
Oh, okay.
I go through like
the chicken nuggets of the sea.
I fast from all kinds of meats for at least 40 days every year. Right before our Easter, we have like a tradition of like fasting a lot of stuff. So like for 40 days, I won't eat any kind of meat or anything like that. It doesn't bother me.
But do you eat seafood during that time? Because I know a lot of people that do that. Is that for Lent or whatever?
Some people do. I avoid all kind of meat whatsoever, and I just do it as a cleanse. Like I use the religion as an excuse, but I do it more for a cleanse. So it's good. But I'll tell you something. I do want some kind of substance, like beyond vegetables after a while.
Yeah, I have those cravings too, even 6 years later. I mean, not only do I watch a lot of steak videos, like I talk about how I watch a lot of steak videos. Like I have like
really does.
Nick's Kicks and Comics even sent me that Department of Truth variant slapped in a 9.8 of the woman in red doing the Salt Bay. Like just because like that was a long time ago he sent it, but there's like I found out that with a lot of those cravings, sometimes it's not necessarily the dish, but it's part of the flavor of the dish that you find in other areas, and you don't realize how wide your personal diet is until you take something out of it that you kind of focus on, and then you're like, oh shit, I eat that, and then you find like, especially nowadays, there's so much more available for people that don't target meat first. Like it's crazy.
See, I'm not a tofu guy. Don't ask me to like sit there and eat tofu and all that.
I don't really like tofu. I mean, I don't dislike it, but I don't like. I mean, it really depends on how you prepare it too. You thin slice it, fry it, saute it with some vegetables. Like, dude, that shit is fire. But it's not the tofu that's fire. It's whatever seasoning you put on it, whatever saute you put with it, the collection of the, like that's tofu is intentionally flavorless, and it's just milk pretty much, anyways.
There's a really tasty root that you could flavor like a steak, and it chews like a steak. It has a fiber like a steak, but it's all vegetable.
Yeah, they make a lot of those meat substitutes and like Beyond and Impossible, but that shit is so hyper. It's so hyper produced and like it is extremely probably not good for you to eat a lot. Like once in a while, like with anything else, is okay in moderation, but you don't want to just take meat off your diet and just put those right there in place. That's way too much of processed.
I'm sure they're gonna have some. They're gonna have
That's what I'm
study
getting away from.
20
All
years
the
from now.
processed food.
Yeah.
And like
They're
Lisa,
definitely gonna
what
have
up?
some study 20, 30 years from now, telling
What
us
up to
Beyond Food
Lisa?
is fucked up.
Yeah,
Thanks for
like, you
coming
don't have
through.
to wait 20 years. You can go now and see where it's like the oils and stuff in it. Like again, it's okay for like a once in a while, like a cheat day kind of thing in your diet, but you don't want to just replace meat with over processed vegetable meat substitutes. It's not, you don't want to go to Burger King and get an Impossible Whopper at the same frequency you would eat like a regular Whopper. You know, that's not
I would
okay.
never.
See, I'm a big believer in moderation and everything.
Mhm.
If you eat a little bit of everything, that's a good diet to me. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I look at it. You know, a little bit of meat, a little bit of vegetables, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you're fine. It's when people go over the top. The problem is, you know, a lot of the meat eaters, they're freaking full-blown carnivores. They can't even eat a piece of lettuce with their freaking meat or whatever.
And that's okay for some people. Like there's plenty of examples out there where you've seen people with debilitating health issues that went to an all green whole food diet, like Penn from Penn and Teller, Kevin Smith. Literally, they saved their own lives switching to an all green whole food vegan diet. They're off all their medication. They have no health issues. They lost weight without exercising excessively. But then you have people on the opposite end who are on the carnivore diet and have the same results. They got extremely healthy. They're off all their medications and stuff. I mean, Jordan Peterson's an example of one. His daughter had a debilitating disease that switching to a carnivore diet literally saved her life. So no two people are ever the same. This is literally what works for one does not work for all. You have to find what works for you.
Honestly, I wouldn't go using Kevin Smith as a good example. The fucking guy went from being a freaking full blown fat fuck to like a guy that looks like he's diseased and decaying right now. So I don't know.
He's old, and that's an unusual look for people to picture him as Silent Bob and see him as not. And he still dresses like Silent Bob, like with an oversized.
Did you see his skin? Like his skin is sagging.
Yeah, because he was fat.
Yeah, because he was
That's
fat.
what happens when you lose weight. Yeah.
So cut it off, damn it. He's got the money to cut it off. If I had the money, I would cut it off.
Quit skinny shaming people, you monster.
Come on.
I'm out of here. I'm tired anyway.
I'm zombie shaming.
Thanks for jumping on, Becker. I appreciate you, man.
See you, Becker, man.
Bye, Becker, man.
Beckerman's not here for the skin shaming.
Not trying to get into it. That's actually super debatable, Chop. Like, if you believe in evolution, that's super debatable.
Dude,
I know different people have different feelings on that as well, but
dude,
like,
I'm just saying, if I was gonna get liposuction and I had a whole bunch of freaking flappy flaps all over the place, chop it off, man. That's it. If I was that vain to go get a freaking liposuction, then I'm gonna be even more vain to cut it off. That's the way I look at it.
Sometimes it's not about vanity, though. It's about
he's not a vain person. He's settled down with the same woman that he's been with since he was broken and nobody, and he's got a child. He's happy living his life, man. He's good. That's respectful.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. He destroys people's childhood cartoons. He comes out with these weird ass movies.
I think I need to go get me here.
Who could be happier than that?
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. See you, Mark.
Are you out now, man? Thanks for jumping on, buddy.
Go get me some
Take
beer.
it easy, Worm.
See you, CJ. See you guys in the chat.
All right, my man.
Later.
I don't know. I just don't like hypocrites. And freaking Kevin Smith he has the smell of a hypocrite all around him.
Man, you have like weird dislikes. Like Kevin Smith, come on, man.
He's a hypocrite. Dude, he used to go around and say, I hate He-Man, I hate this, I hate that, publicly, on record. And then he turns around and does Masters of the Universe and says, oh, I grew up loving this. Dude, you're full of shit. Which way is it? And then he destroyed it. By making He-Man die, Orko die, everybody dies. That's really creative. Let's just fucking kill everybody. And make Tila and her freaking cohort, or whatever the hell she is, the main stars of Masters of the Universe. No Beast Man like had a cameo. The only thing that was good about it was what's her name? What the fuck is her name? The Enchantress. What the hell is her name? Evil Lynn. That's the only thing that was good about that freaking show.
I know a lot of people were mad. I just never cared.
He just
that was
fucked
not
it
one
up.
of those things that, you know, there's a lot of stuff you like as a kid, and not all of it translates to when you're older. And
I found the same thing happen with me. That trailer that they did for it with I Need a Hero playing, I'm like, yo, this looks lit. And I watched the first episode. I'm like, I don't give a shit about He-Man.
Yeah.
You know, they did the trailer thinking that He-Man's going to be wrecking people's shit. Meanwhile, they killed him in the first freaking episode. Come on. Like, what the hell? Like,
I feel the same way about Transformers, actually. It didn't really translate.
Transformers, honestly, I'm not a big fan of the movies.
I was really excited at first.
I love the animated movie. Don't get me wrong. I thought the animated movie was great. I was just never a big fan of putting them into live action. I think they belong in animated universe.
See, I'm kind of the exact flip of that one. Like Gen 1 Transformers stuff was before my time of watching Saturday morning cartoons, you know. I feel like that I grew up watching reruns of Super Friends, but it wasn't in like my collective age group of friends growing up, you know. I like playing with the toys. Beast Wars was what was coming out new when I was little, and I watched it here and there. I didn't keep up with it like I did other stuff like Power Rangers or Spider-Man or X-Men at the time. But when the live action movies came out, I love them. Like I've got like these huge collector sets with Michael Bay's signature and stuff, and I'm excited.
I liked the first one. The first one was good, and Megan Fox was so hot. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Well, yeah, Megan Fox is hot. She always makes things better. But yeah, you basically growing up
body better for sure.
You were growing up as the Transformers were basically dying off in pop culture at that point.
Yeah, well, out of pop culture, yeah, they were trying to find ways to sell toys with it at that point. You know, it went through a phase, and Beast Wars was cool as hell. That was like one of the earliest computer animation cartoons. So even as bad as it looks now, back then, like you're watching, like, yo, this is insane.
I couldn't get into it. I thought it looked awful back then.
Well, you were probably like 40 when it came out.
I mean, that's a big difference, right?
I think I was in my teens when that came out.
Yeah, realistically, yeah.
What, like the mid '90s? Is that when Beast Wars came out?
Early '90s, because I was younger, so it had to be the first half of the '90s. I'd suspect. TM's in the chat here, fellas.
Yeah, TM can tell us all about it.
Like, I was probably 6 or 7. I'm thinking.
Yeah, at that point, my mind wasn't going towards Beast Wars Transformers. You know,
I never got into Beast Wars. I think I'm too old for that one.
But I saw a few episodes. The way it looked, it just looked weird to me. I was like, this doesn't look right. It just looked bizarre.
No, definitely bizarre. It was like new technology, and like this is when they're jumping the gun. They're like, look, we can do this now. Like, yeah, but you ain't ready. You shouldn't be doing it yet. Keep figuring it out and come back in a few years. 96.
Travis.
I'm also one of the people that in the camp that hated Final Fantasy when they came out. It was supposedly the greatest thing on earth, like the animation. I was like, it looks weird.
Spirits Within. Yeah. What that was peak when they were doing because we went through a phase with computer animation. They started doing it, and then they started evolving it to try to make it look real, like the motions, the look. Go back and watch the first Shrek. It's creepy because you have like this. Like, and there's a whole video on this on the Y-Files. There's a name for it when something is so realistic, but something's off about it, that it causes discomfort in you. And you have that same thing with Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within, pieces of the first Shrek, because the non-cartoon characters, the humans, are done real, just CG animated, but they don't move naturally, you know, and stuff like that. Or that movie Adventures of Tintin that Spielberg did with motion capture, and you're like, yo, this is so real feeling. but this is not real, and it's unnerving. It's a natural subconscious reaction we have.
You know, during that era, what I really enjoyed were animations like the Iron Giant.
That's a 10 out of 10.
The Giant Peach, was it Jake and the Giant Peach? What the fuck was it called? Something
James
like
and
that.
the Giant Peach. That was a stop motion claymation, right?
Oh, that stuff I love. Like, yeah, I'll eat that up all day. You know, Tim Burton stuff. I love that stuff.
I don't care
She
for
had
like Corpse Bride or Caroline. I don't like those at all. I just don't like.
She had Hammer Time. Hammer Time and a Feet. That's from the movie Boomerang. Phil's over here getting super critical of extremely beautiful women in the chat. I don't know what's going on with that guy.
Why does he have a problem with beautiful women?
He says Megan Fox, who is extremely beautiful, has weird thumbs, and then Elizabeth Olsen has Hammer Time feet, and both of them can get it anytime they want it.
Brie Larson's got the weird toes.
She's beautiful too, although she's got a major case of noacetal.
There's a thing called socks, and there's a thing called shoes. I don't give a shit about your damn freaking toes and feet. You can keep them to yourself. No, I don't need to look at them. The noacetal, that's a problem. That could be a problem.
Major problem for me, not for everybody though.
You got to have the buttocks. If you don't have the buttocks, there's a problem. You're buttocks deficient. Not a good thing.
Man, it would be hard for me to say my favorite Kevin Smith movie, Mike. It would be hard. Mallrats is in the running.
Strike Back, hands down for me.
I love that.
My favorite movie is the one he doesn't make.
I think.
Listen, Clerks was great.
I think Mallrats might be my favorite.
For what it was, Clerks was great. It was innovative.
Clerks was okay.
It doesn't hold, but for the time, it was really innovative. It was great. Mallrats funny. Chasing Amy, I thought was a really well made film.
I was a teenager. I was a younger teenager when Strike Back came out. Like that was just hilarious.
Well, that was just nonstop, slapstick comedy. That's basically what it was. You know, and like they try to take the feeling and the atmosphere that they built up with whatchamacallit, with Mallrats and with Clerks, and bring it into the 90s. And it just, I don't know, they didn't capture the same feeling of that movie. It just felt like a stupid slapstick movie that you laughed at and you got past it. I can't watch it too many times.
I haven't watched it since I saw it in the theater, but I really enjoyed it.
For me, a good movie is that if I sit down 10 years after it comes out and watch it and say, hey, this is still pretty decent, that means it's a good damn movie.
There's movies that are good for the moment, right? Don't
get me wrong. Listen, I love Dude, Where's My Car when it first came out. Watch it now.
I saw that in theaters.
Oh, that was freaking hilarious.
Goddamn ostrich.
It was
I don't think I could rewatch that one though. Maybe I could.
However, we're using the same actor. American Pie. You could watch American Pie again.
Yo, I love that whole franchise. When they came back years later and did American Wedding, I'm like, what a good send off. That was.
I never watched that one. I might have to go back on that one.
It was okay.
I think it would be worth watching even now. Like
their wedding song, Into the Mystic.
It was okay. I think a few years too late, but it was okay.
You're right, Phil. Chasing Amy absolutely is my favorite. You're right. I'm tripping. Chasing Amy defined how I saw love in relationships for a really long time. That was actually
that explains the problem, then, don't it?
I don't know. I just had a weird thing for Renee.
I was chasing Amy for a long time. I was chasing Amy.
I like the ordinary girl look that Renee Zellweger had.
She was good. And I always got her mixed up with Joy Lauren Adams. They always look exactly the same to me. Which one was in Dazed and Confused? I can't remember which one was in Dazed.
Oh, I love Dazed and Confused.
No.
I think it was Joey Lauren Adams. I've seen Dazed and Confused more time than any other movie ever. I've seen it so many times.
Like
That was a good movie.
that one hit for
Empire
me good in
Records.
high school. I got a lot more traction again out of that one. I actually had the CD album for that one. I don't even buy music.
The soundtrack is amazing. In college, my freshman year in college, we used to watch that movie every day, all day. We used to that movie was always on.
Empire
Classic.
Records was a good movie too. In that same
That's
genre.
a fun one. Yeah, that's a
Y'all
fun
remember
one.
Airheads?
Yeah.
Was that the one with Brendan Fraser?
Yeah,
Adam
where they
Sandler.
stormed the record company.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Yeah, I liked that one. That was a classic. Raising Arizona, that's Nick Cage right there. That's a classic.
John Goodman was in that too, right?
You want to show them your fingers?
Raising Arizona, was it? I can't remember.
Wasn't it John Goodman and Nick Cage?
Ooh, they look good, Mo.
I think, right? Or am I wrong?
I remember Nick Cage in that movie. I don't remember John Goodman, but he might have been.
Or,
I just don't remember.
or am I mixing up that other one with Johnny Depp in Arizona? The fuck? No, I think that's the one. John Goodman was in that, and Nick Cage. I think. I'm pretty sure.
He quit marijuana. I didn't know that. I thought he loved marijuana.
Who? Norin quit marijuana?
No, Kevin Smith. He's saying Kevin released a video about checking into
Dude, he's
mental
full of,
health.
dude, he's so full of shit, that fucking guy. He was promoting blunts left and right, and now he's quitting and he's born again. Fuck him. You know?
Half Baked is another classic movie that I've seen.
Half Baked has my favorite quote ever. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
You're cool.
Now you're okay. You're cool.
I'm out of here. Yeah, that shit is hilarious. Grandma's Boy was another one like that I really enjoyed.
I've never seen it.
How did he see me?
Yes,
I've never seen Grandma's Boy.
Nobody fucks with the lion, bro.
So
Fucking
funny.
dude, we'll go to the loony bin together.
Another great, so many great.
I've never
characters.
seen it.
You're tripping, dude. I need a second movie for that one. I need Grandma's Boy 2. I've needed it
That
for
was
a
just
long
good.
time.
I gotta
Adam
watch it.
Sandler
People keep
throwing the
talking
whole
about that
team
movie.
going with that one. He was like, "Y'all been riding with me for a while. I'm gonna give you a movie."
Wait, hold on. Is Grandma's Boy the one with freaking the guy Johnny Knoxville that is old and he shows his nuts?
No, Grandma, you know how you see the same actors in all of Adam Sandler's movies, all the way back to like starting with like Big Daddy and stuff. Like back then, he gave his cameo best friends that are in all of his movies a movie to themselves.
It is very much an Adam Sandler movie without Adam Sandler.
Yeah, it's a Happy Madison film, and it's just like the whole cast is his regulars.
And he doesn't show up at all?
No.
Nope. He's not a character in the movie. Hilarious.
check it out.
If you like video games and you like marijuana, this movie is tailor-made for
And
you.
if you don't like either of those things, but you love to laugh,
That also works. Yes, it also
that
works.
helps.
it's funny as shit, dude.
But
Why are you
liking
dressed
video
like
games
Over the past, like, I don't know, past like 5, 6, ever since he went that Netflix deal, I feel like he's got one good one, one shitty one, one good one, and one shitty one on a lot of the movies he's been making.
Did you ever watch Blended? Oh, that one's where he goes to Africa with Drew Barrymore with the family trip to Africa. I think that was the last one he did before Netflix. It's funny as shit too.
No, I didn't realize there was another Drew Barrymore, Adam
Yeah,
Sandler
dude,
thing.
it's funny as
'Cause
shit.
50 First Date was one of my favorite movies he made.
Oh, that was funny.
That
you
and the
know 10 Second Tom? Hi, I'm Tom. Hi, I'm
Yeah,
Tom.
yeah.
That's the star of Grandma's Boy.
I gotta see it. I gotta see that.
And you know the doofus that worked there, that when she walked into the memory center, he's like, "Oh, hey, how's it going today?" and calls her by name, and she looks at him like she doesn't know him. He's like, "God, she's rude." It's like, "Bro, she doesn't remember you." He's like, "I suck at this job." That's his roommate in Grandma's Boy. That's Dante. It's all those reoccurring characters.
It has Nick Swartz in it, who's hilarious in that movie.
Scored him a silver fox.
It was David Spade in there too, and
no, David Spade's too big. He let all those little guys have it, man.
so there's like only like the no name guys that he.
It's the side players, yeah, and they kill
So
it.
no Kevin Smith, no
Jonah Goldberg's
no
in
Chris
it.
Rock. Did he have the guy with the Did he have the guy with the cross eyes? That is
He
always
plays
in
the
his movies?
dad in 50 First Dates and the coach and stuff. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was in it. He's
I
funny.
think so. He was like the homeless guy in Chuck and Larry. That was a funny ass movie too. Jonah Hill's in it. Well, this was before
I said Goldberg. It's Jonah Hill, not Jonah Goldberg. Jeez. Who's Jonah Goldberg? Oh, Jonah Goldberg's a political guy from Red State. Okay. Yeah.
Rob Schneider's in it for a small part as their landlord.
He's got
it.
it.
Yeah, people got
awesome.
smoking lamp.
Bobito bringing it back to Cheech and Chong up in smoke.
I love Rob Schneider. He's so underrated.
Kevin Nash is in it. David Spade does have a small part in it.
That's right. Kevin Nash and Rob Schneider at the beginning. Rob Schneider's the landlord. Yeah,
wait, Kevin Nash, the wrestler?
Yeah,
he's
plays
in it
one
at the
of the
beginning.
members. Yeah. Rob Schneider's in it for a cameo. He plays the landlord kicking him out. He's like, Alex, you forgot smoking lamp, and throws his bong at it.
wait, Kevin Nash, the only other movie Kevin Nash was in with Adam Sandler was in The Longest Yard, right?
I never saw that one. But he's in
The Longest
Yard.
The Longest Yard was good. That was really good.
It was a good movie. Mm-hmm. That was his best football movie. Not as funny.
Yeah, he was in The Longest Yard, yep.
Crazy Eyes from Mr. Deeds and Homeless Dude is from Big Daddy.
He was the homeless guy at in the wedding doing like the weird Russian dance too in the Chuck and Larry.
You're right, yeah.
And Rob Schneider was the wedding officiator. That movie was hilarious. Jessica the Body Biel was in it.
Oh, she's so fun.
Who's that other weird guy he always has in? I forgot his name. He's a big actor too. He's the guy that did Boardwalk Empire and all that stuff. What the hell's his name?
Steve
the one
Buscemi?
that wants McDonald's. Yeah, Steve Buscemi. The one that wants McDonald's.
Yeah, Steve Buscemi was the homeless guy in Big Daddy.
He's awesome.
He was in Airheads also.
Yeah. Buscemi's awesome.
I need to watch. I need to watch Rain Over Me.
Ridiculously sad. That is a good movie. Him and Don Cheadle.
I need to watch that movie. Yeah, I don't want to be sad though. I don't like sad movies because I'm super emotional.
Right.
I'll be crying.
You know what it's about, right?
No.
Adam Sandler plays a guy who's pretty much all the way down. He lost his family in the Twin Towers, and it broke him.
Oh fuck! Yeah, I would quit.
The movie is about a person who knew him before that finding him and helping him.
Oh, that sounds sad and interesting.
Yeah, it's both of those things.
Bulletproof. That was a classic right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a lot of good ones. But I'm telling you, ever since the Netflix deal, it really has been either, hey, this is pretty good, or
that's the premise of the movie.
Sucks.
It's not a spoiler or a secret. That's what it's about. Like read the back of the VHS. It says it.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the trailer for it, and I did just forgotten.
Yeah, it's not a hidden message in the movie. It's not a twist.
Adam Sandler might be one of the.
That's like telling comic journey that Flash is about a guy who can run fast.
You know, I think Adam Sandler is one of the last throwback comedic actor, producers, that kind of thing, that keeps true to where he started with. It hasn't changed his tone in his movies.
What was that more recent serious Sandler movie where he plays like the jeweler or something, or the guy who's like the gambling?
I think it's called The Jeweler.
No, but I was just thinking about that movie because I was like, I need to watch that one still.
I haven't seen that.
Uncut Gems.
Oh yeah, Uncut Gems. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch that one.
He's like a Russian Jewish guy, I think.
Yeah, I need to go back. I need to put that on my list. I never watch anything anymore. I'm terrible, man.
No, it's pretty good. It's not bad. I mean, it's more serious.
No, this was high on my to-do list, and I just never watched it. I need to get back to it.
It's kind of like in the same category as Blink, or Blink. Isn't that the one with it where
the remote? Click.
The remote, yeah, Click.
Yo, Click, dude. I actually cried in Click when he realizes he missed his father's death. So he goes back to the last time that he saw him alive, and it's Henry Winkler playing his dad, the Fonz, and he pauses it and he walks up to his dad and tells him goodbye. That broke me. I'm like, dude, what am I? I thought I came to a comedy movie. Like this.
No, that was not a comedy movie.
No, they hid a serious dramatic movie behind some laughter.
No, it was a good movie. I like that movie a lot, actually.
I don't know about that.
I hated Spanglish.
I think I've seen pieces of that just like channel surfing back in the day. I never watched it.
It just sucked. It just like.
mean, it's a certain kind of movie. If you're into that, I don't remember.
Yeah, they hid it behind the name aggressive. Don't tell anyone else.
So is that everybody still going to go see that viewing Thursday night?
I'll have already seen it here before I leave for Heroes Con.
So you're not going again? In that?
No. So I'm just going to drive up early Friday morning. You know,
what about super
they
good?
They gave me some bullshit about not seeing with everyone else, but my movie crew is my wife and my dad, like hands down. Like I can't wait to meet everybody, and I will meet everybody, and we'll have a gay old time and all that good stuff like the Flintstones do. But I'm watching The Flash with like my wife, my dad, my oldest daughter who's been amped for it, my LCS owner. You know, we're going together.
You got your crew already, yeah.
So you're basically smart. You don't want all these comic community weirdos farting all over you while the movie's playing. I get it.
Dude, I would love to fart on you while I watch it, but I'm saying like I have my priorities straight. My oldest daughter is excited to go see a movie with me. The world can burn around me. I won't give a shit.
I'm going to tell you something. You keep your fart kink to yourself, man. I don't want to have anything to do with it.
I'm going to bring a jar of it.
Not into the
I'm gonna put a label. It'll say "Grandma's sweet peach tea." I'll just give it to you.
Well, hey, thank you guys Marcus, for jump. Oh, go ahead, CJ.
Did you speak any FOC today?
No, you guys successfully thwarted it once again.
Mission accomplished.
Well done. I always appreciate y'all jumping on, man. I really do. CJ, what's going on your channel, man? I really enjoyed your bringing back the interview show. Hopefully you got some more coming.
Yeah, I got a couple more coming up. Actually, that was one of my favorite interviews that I had in it might be my favorite interview that I've done so far because I actually didn't know a lot about Phil. I got to know
True
him
Nerd
a little
King
bit
on
more.
Instagram.
Yeah, and he's got a good story. I like his story. You know, so you know, I felt a good connection with him. So that worked out. Even though he fucking stiffed me the first 20 minutes of coming late, but other than that, you know, no, I was very happy with it.
I like Phil. I've gotten a chance to talk with him a bit on Instagram, and he's a down-to-earth, super cool dude that's definitely not taking himself too seriously, which is my kind of guy. So yeah, I like Phil. That was a good interview, man. I really enjoyed that. You got anybody coming up next, or are you still working on it?
I do have a couple people coming up. I don't have set dates yet because they're all divas and they're constantly changing times on me. And but what I will be doing, I will be connecting with some people down in HeroCon on the artist and the writer end, and try to have those type of people on as well.
Okay. I'm always looking forward to that, man. I really do love that show. Phil says, keep your eye out for Batman Year One Artist Edition from IDW.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to check that out. And then Sleepy Reader says he's looking for the FOC. Well, you might have to look elsewhere, but we don't do much of
well,
that.
you know what?
Be right back here next week at the same time for the FOC.
There you go. Maybe we'll get to it next week. What else? Is that it, CJ? What else you got?
Well, I don't have anything else. Go vote for yourselves on the CBC Awards. I don't know what. I'm gonna do my voting after Heroes Con because I don't want people to kill me while I'm down there.
Nice.
So I'm gonna do that live, and that's it. You know,
I'm
gonna be watching your channels.
I did my stuff live last year, and I really enjoyed doing it and the Hangout, and I've really enjoyed seeing a lot more people do it live this year, so I look forward to that. And whether you do it live or not, definitely get over there, get those numbers in, support your people. My big goal is to see a huge jump in the participation this year and see a bigger chunk of this community get involved and really see how it affects who wins. I really want to see some change up, so hopefully get the word out, we get some participation.
Also, a big shout out to Nick the Comic Nerd for being the only guy to give me the credit for being the first person to have the balls to do it live for everybody.
That's not true.
You know?
I did it live
yes,
last year.
I was
the first.
3 years in a row, I've been doing it.
I did it. You didn't do it the first year.
Sure, I did.
Sure, I did. That proved me wrong.
All right.
Go down my videos.
All right, I'll give you credit. All right, Mark, what's up? Your channel is popping off. Vote for Legion for Comic Book Community Awards. You will be my Community Channel of the Year nomination once again. But what's going on, man? What's going on your channel?
I've got a special video with a special guest tomorrow talking about the highs and lows of Whatnot. I finally revisited that controversial platform and gave it a fair shake, spent some time on it, bouncing around, actually getting an experience of what it's about or what it's like now versus previously when I looked at it. And I give my thoughts on it. And I'm very interested for other people's take, as well as some advice from people who know more about it than I do. So check that video out tomorrow. I also have Mike Becker on there, who's responsible for me spending this time on Whatnot. He's the one that kind of got me looking at it again.
Had a good old time with Rob Liefeld, right? I heard he's great. I hear he's awesome on Whatnot.
He really is, and I've been like scoring some bangers, bro. Like that's straight from the man himself.
Ooh, wow, with the remark on it.
Yeah, with the chisel.
Is that a chisel?
That is dope.
Yeah, like I've been scoring some awesome stuff, and the dude's awesome. Like I asked him straight up, I was looking for something from a year ago. He went and dug it out for me. I love the shield. Dude,
nice,
dude.
Nice.
Like I asked him if he would put a chisel on that. He's like, no, because I'm going to sell it to you cheap. And he's like, but I got this one for you. I'm like, you cheeky bastard.
Nice.
But yeah, I've been scoring some really cool stuff, man. And
that Rob Liefeld seems like a really great guy, man.
The experience is really fun. You know, he's like Peddling Pete. He's not for everybody. You know, he'll ban you in a heartbeat. He's like talking shit to people. Comic journey.
I could deal.
There's some
I
other
could deal with
sellers on there
Peddling Pete
who
any
will
day.
deal with assholes from New York who just like jack off on their cameras all day. I don't know what CJ did to piss him off, but I'm just messing with you. No,
Dude,
but,
I could deal with Peddling Pete any day over Rob
I
Liefeld.
love Peddling Pete too. Like I can't wait for him to get rocking and rolling again. I still talk to him and everything. He moved, that's why he hasn't been doing sales, but whatever. Tomorrow I got that Whatnot video. Friday I'll have a community hangout. I'm seeing
Every Friday.
Yeah, I'm seeing Transformers Thursday, so be a little bit of non-spoiler talk about that. But Sunday night, if you see Transformers, I'll be doing a full spoiler special show with a panel of some great guys, some Transformers fans on there. We'll have Flash by Night, TJ. We'll have, of course, TM Nerdy, our resident Transformer fans. I'm going to talk to E-Man, hopefully, if he's not busy. I know the time zones are tough with that one, but between TM, TJ, and E-Man, like, I'm hoping to have some great conversation on there.
That's
so
a hell of a panel, man. That's the right panel for it, man.
And if you don't plan on seeing it and you want to know what it's about, or just, you know, that'd be the place to do that as well, to get some honest opinions about it. There'll be some people there who don't give a shit about Transformers who've seen it. And so hopefully we'll have a good sliding scale of opinions as well.
Good stuff, man. We'll definitely check out Legion of Comics. If you're not already plugged into that, you definitely need to get plugged in. A lot of great stuff and a lot of great prizes if you're hooked up on the membership. So definitely check my guy Mark out. Building a
And
great
if you're not, there's
community.
giveaways every Tuesday.
Great community that he's building over there with a bunch of great dudes. I mean, you got a hell of a roster over there, man. It's super impressive.
Yeah, we're like 90-something members strong.
Check my guy out. Shout out to the chat, man. I appreciate everybody for coming out. Like I said, you never know who's going to be here on Tuesday, so it's always super dope to see the homies in the chat and jump.
Well, what are you doing, Marcus?
Y'all.
Why don't you tell us what you're doing?
Every Tuesday night,
you're asking us. You tell us.
Every Tuesday night, we got the FOC and chill. I have been working on the comic book story time. I've got to get some more storytellers. I've got to line up Beckerman to get his in. I want to work with one on aggressively relaxing that we need to finish up. And anybody else in the chat, if you got a comic book story that you're excited about and you want to make an argument about it, I would love to work with you to make your argument with you. So hit me up. I need more storytellers. So if you're interested, definitely hit me up. And thank you, CJ, for asking and letting me get that out, because I do need to start pushing that more often. But thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to everybody that jumped on. Hopefully, I will see you next week for another FOC and chill. Peace.